I want to give a little insight into how you can write a faceless documentary script. And for this process, I use Perplexity.ai. This is just the one I use because I find that it's really it gives me some good information. So I'm going to be exploring a topic, and that's probably the most important thing if you're creating a documentary film for YouTube is you want to have something that's interesting to you and is going to be interesting to the audience and something that's going to ask a question that needs an answer. So, for example, we're going to do what are ghost restaurants? And this Perplexity does really well. And you can do the pro sort gives more detailed answers. And let me just show you how to do that. So I'm going to search for what are ghost restaurants. And I'm going to toggle this pro because this will basically give you free 5 searches. This will give you 5 free searches, but it goes a little bit more in depth. And so what this will do is this will take a little bit more time to just look at all the research. And so it pulls from YouTube, it pulls from the internet, it pulls from all different. So you can see right here, looking up different examples, and it's even pulled up some images. So this also is really great when you're doing your face. You can pull some of these interesting images out of here. You can also search for videos, and with Pro, you can generate images right here based on this, which is pretty. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at this, and basically ghost restaurants are delivery and they reduce overhead space. And so this gives me a lot of information. And so maybe with this one, I have a broad topic, then it will give me some suggestion. And so we can go into depth here. So maybe this one, how fast are ghost kitchens growing compared to other restaurants? And so this is an example of a better question. Okay. The first question was really just a curiosity thing. What are ghost kitchens? Although this image looks pretty cool. So now we get to, some more answers, some ghost kitchens here. And this is where you're on the right track when you get some of these details. And I like putting these kind of details and these kind of facts inside my faceless documentary and make it interesting. So comparative analysis, and then we can turn off Pro, and I'll show you what that does. And this is great because the related questions really help you dive into a topic. And as you can see, that comes pretty quick. So if I was going to say maybe an easy topic to do would be 5 reasons that ghost kitchens are popping up everywhere, something like that. And so what I'd do is I'd take that over into Google Docs and I'd start copying and pasting some of this information. And as I'm writing it, I want to have the kind of idea here. First, you want to have what the hook is and what the overall concept is. And so typically what I'll do is I'll write a bit first after doing a bit of research, just write some broad strokes, and then I'll start copying and pasting some of these elements in. And on some of these different that go into other questions that I may be interested in, like this might not be part of the actual documentary because you don't need a whole lot of content to make an 8 to 10 to 12-minute documentary, which is probably the sweet spot for Faceless. And copy and paste some of this stuff in to the document and then paste it below where I'm writing, right? I'll just collect some notes and some different angles that I might want to go into, or I might not, depending on how that works. Let me show you an example of one that I've done. So this is an example of a script that I've written. And right here, this is the hook, and it just gets right into it. It's not like what you're going to talk about. I'll get right into it. And basically what I do is I'm framing this Red Lobster, and then I'm dropping the kind of, and basically say, file for bankruptcy here, time to unpack what this is. Let's dig into the story. Okay. So that's the intro hook. And then I'm explaining the back about Red Lobster, just context. In some parts here, I'm going to these folks that founded it and the original Red Lobster. And so I'm going to put notes in there as I'm writing if I know specifically what I'm going to put in. Sometimes I just look at this and I know, okay, I'm going to put in role of maybe an old ad I find on YouTube. And so then it goes into, and these details are pulled from research that I did in Perplexity. And I get into the problem. And originally I had the kind of two main problems that based on my research for this. And originally I had them in a different order. The truth is when you're writing a script like this, you're going to be moving some stuff around. And I had to move this part first, this to leave the second part two of the problem as the more nefarious and the one we were building up to. And this is probably really too long. Okay. So we'll see here, and then I actually get into Toys R Us. It's just a little story because it's based in problem here. And then I eventually end it here with a kind of opening, or the locust parasites. What do you call them? And then I've written this and with most of the videos. So this is, let's see, this is 7 pages long, and that's 15 worded. So really for each page, you're looking at about 2 minutes. So really a 3-page script should be more than enough. Anything that's more than 2 pages should be good. And so when you think about it, like 2 pages, when you think of just 1 page here, and this would basically almost a page if I was just covering this, to give you some kind of context on the length of it. Anyhow, the YouTube script writing, what is a skill? And for me personally, I will write something and then I like to leave it and come back to it. I need to sometimes even have a break for a whole day. And then I'll come back to that same piece of content and be able to move it around. Sometimes it needs a couple days. And then I come back with fresh eyes. For me, I do my best writing in the morning. So typically I'm going to be doing my writing earlier in the day and then just be done with it. But hopefully that gives you some kind of context on how easy it is to do scripts. But this one really is too long at 7 pages. And I should show you this. I just have some ideas that I have here that I might use, and just some clips that that didn't make it into the cut, and some links that were really interesting. They just really didn't make the cut. So anyhow, that's how you write a faceless documentary script for YouTube. Want me to write a script for you? I'll put a link in the description because that's a service that I provide. Other than that, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and we'll see you in the next one.